Welcome to Smashing Game Time. We are three brothers that go through gaming's back catalog of yesteryear. I am your host, Nick. I am joined by my brothers, Jake and Josh. It is GOTYSO Day 5. That means that today is the day that we are picking our top 10 games of the year so far. That's right. GOTYSO will be crowned in today's episode. And everyone's calling it GOTYSO still, right, guys?
No, fuck you.
GOTYSO. Stop it. Just stop.
GOTYSO. Hashtag GOTYSO 2023. Now and forever. That's all part of the hashtag. Before we get into GOTYSO, though, some housework real quick. We are a Trident Network podcast. Go check out our siblings. They're all great and special. And you can find them anywhere that you get your podcast. Speaking of listening to the podcast, find us wherever you listen to podcasts. Also on YouTube. Fuck the algorithm. Tell a friend. Word of mouth here is king. GOTYSO. It's GOTYSO time. But before we get into the nominees, I want to recap the last 12 categories that we've covered over the last 4 days. So join me on a ride real quick on this train. See what I did there? All right. So for best continuing game, we had Fortnite taking the top spot with Rust and Teamfight Tactics coming in behind it. For best song, we had Commander's theme from The Last Spell taking the top spot, with battle theme and versus screen theme from Final Fantasy 16 and Street Fighter 6. And then rounding out day one, we had best remake remaster, aka remake-ish remake, with Resident Evil 4 winning the category and Dead Space and Metroid Prime Remastered coming in behind it. Moving into day two, we had best box art with The Last Spell winning out, followed by Blanc and Octopath Traveler 2, beautiful boxes. Next category, we had Best New Dev, a.k.a. They're New to Me, damn it, with Half Asleep taking the cake with Melatonin, and Ishtar Games with The Last Spell and Mega Wobble with Little Gator Game coming in right after that. We had Best Moment with the First Dive of Tears of the Kingdom taking top spot in that, followed by Leaving the Island in Little Gator Game and the Cove Lights and Dredge coming in behind it. Heading into day three, we had Biggest Surprise with Hi-Fi Rush winning the category, followed by Dave the Diver and The Last Spell. Biggest slept on game was Forspoken. Hold it up, Josh. Hold it up. Hell yeah, Josh has his library copy. Yeah. What, Josh, real quick, tell us what the lady said. what she said, not what I said she said.
Oh, okay. So when I got there, she's like, oh, this case has never been opened. It's like new.
Spoiler alert, it is. Biggest slept on game Forspoken with Mr. Sun's Hatbox and Dead Island 2 coming in behind it. Biggest headache, Diablo 4 server debacle takes the win on that one, followed by the Hogwarts Legacy Atomic Heart coverage and State of Game Developers in the 20s / Apology Image. And then day four, we got biggest disappointment with Josh and just his rant about, what was everything. The game? Josh's rant about BDSM Bunker. Hitler's BDSM Bunker. I don't even know if that episode's going to be allowed to stay on YouTube, Josh. Huh?
I bought it.
No.
It's a solid game.
No.
It's a solid series. No, it had nothing. You killed zombies, guys. It's basically like Hitler killing zombies.
God damn it. So yeah, biggest disappointment, Josh, followed by Company Heroes 3 and E3 being canned forever, ? Deadest Alive game went to Multiverses with Final Fantasy VII, The First Soldier, and Dreams coming in behind it. And then Best New Character, rounding out day four, we had Peppermint from Hi-Fi Rush winning the category, followed by Dave from Dave the Diver and Clive Rossfield from Final Fantasy 16. All right. Now is the time. Any last words before we get into GOTYSO, boys?
No, because this will be like the last episode you ever say GOTYSO. So yeah, let's get it over with.
Bro, I'm already planning GOTYSO for next year. What are you talking about?
No, there is no. It's Game of the Year. It's GOTY. That's as far as it gets.
And you realize when we go to do GOTY at the end of the year, these lists are gonna be brought up. These lists are going to be brought up. So
fine, we at least have 6 months of you not saying it. How about that?
Well, okay, all right. Well, hey, you know what, guys? I think you're gonna come around to GOTYSO. I love it. It's my favorite word to say. Let's get into the GOTYSO nominees. Got a handful of them here. The nominees for Game of the Year so far 2023 are as followed in no particular order: Hi-Fi Rush, Lil Gator Game, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Dead Space Remake, Metroid Prime Remastered, Advance Wars 1+2, Chained Echoes, Dredge, Back Firewall, Hogwarts Legacy, Atomic Heart, Octopath Traveler 2, Sons of the Forest, Honkai Star Rail, Humanity, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Pizza Tower, Blanc, Return, Psych Odyssey, the Psychonauts 2 documentary, Diablo 4, Street Fighter 6, The Last Spell, Dave the Diver, Trepang 2 or Trepang Squared, depending on how you look at it, Final Fantasy 16, and we have a late newcomer in the race, BattleBit Remastered.
Timeout. Why is Psycho Odyssey on Game of the Year?
This has been on this list this entire time, Josh.
Okay, yeah, that's my fault for not reading it, clearly. Why the fuck is Psych Odyssey on here? It's not a game. It clearly even says right here, and I'm highlighting it for all the fans to see who are visually watching, documentary.
So I was ready to make this argument. I was like, you know what? Some asshole is gonna be like, come at this out the gate. And you know what? I'm glad you did, Josh, because I'm
glad I did too.
I'm here.
Please defend it so we can delete it.
I'm here with my argument. This is the most inside baseball look that you're ever going to get on a game, like throughout its whole development. Like, I wanted to put Psychonauts 2 up on the chart, up on this nomination list just because of that. We are never going to get a more in-depth look at the development of a game. I mean, it's 36 episodes long. It covers over, when did it start? 2018. It covers almost 5 years worth of material. I think it was 2017. Yeah. So it covers a lot. It's a look back into just like a little snippet of history. Like I said previously, I got to the COVID episode and my heart kind of stopped because it was like, oh, fuck, yeah, like that's exactly how COVID felt, because it was, oh shit, is the world actually, is my place of work going to shut down? Are the things I'm doing going to shut down? And then, you know, you went through like a few weeks of not knowing, and then it happens, and it was just kind of like, oh shit, we're just kind of, we live on the internet now. And it's amazing to see parts of the game and where it was at, and see the final game and be like, oh wow, like that looks nothing like what they showed in episode 3 or 4.
Get rid of it.
Yeah, it's not a game, Nick. This is Game of the Year, not Documentary of the Year.
I'm gonna bring it up and go to you fucking buttholes.
Okay, bring it in as like Documentary of the Year. Don't bring it in as Game of the Year, Nick. It's in the fucking title.
Bring it in again. We'll get rid of it again, Nick.
Maybe I'll just put Psychonauts 2 for GOTY when it comes up at the end.
And we'll shoot it down then.
Yep.
All right. Hey, congratulations. You guys knocked one game that probably wasn't going to make it. Congrats.
Oh, I can knock a few.
No, we can knock a few of these out right now. I'm pretty sure me and Jake are on the same page.
Well, guys.
But for the sake of the fans, we'll allow you to defend them just so we can shoot it down and have some content.
Okay. Josh, stop saying the C word. I hate the C word. I hate it.
Content. Wait.
It's like moist for some people.
Wait.
I hate that word so much. What'd you say?
Canadian cock?
Canadian cock.
Canadian cock.
What is Canadian cock?
It's like Caribbean cock, just not as jerky.
What?
Get it? Caribbean jerky?
You just try to do a TikTok for yourself.
I just tried to do something there.
When I clip this, I'm gonna embarrass both of you.
That's okay, Nick. We've had shit ton of people shit on Jake.
Yeah.
At this point, we're good.
I hope that you get the clip of us telling you that your little documentary thing is not a game. You asshat. How dare you?
A lot of
I forgot Nick's at that age where he's more fascinated by documentaries than he is video games.
I'm old, okay? You know what?
Psychonauts 2 was but the documentary, that shit was good.
You know what?
That should be a game.
PBS pulls up a documentary about like the subway race between New York and Boston, and I'm like,
did I ask?
I'm here. I'm fucking here for it.
No, Nick definitely watched the PBS special on Jared, the Subway mascot.
All right, let's get back to the list.
Before and after the diddles.
Let's get back to the list. Hey, this is a toxic gossip train. Getting off of it right now. We're getting back to this list.
He lost 100 pounds just to gain 20 at a time.
Oh, fuck.
All right. Okay, here we go. So we can get rid of a lot of these remastered games.
No, see, I'm gonna hold off on there. There's a handful that can stay here, Jake. They're pretty good. You have to give yes, I understand that you don't like remakes and remasters, but
I didn't say I didn't like them. I said we can get I didn't say we're getting rid of all of the remakes. I'm saying there's a handful of these remakes that are not Game of the Year material.
So who
such as
who do you not like?
So Metroid Prime, Advance Wars.
I think I can agree with those two so far. Yeah.
I'd make an argument for Metroid Prime Remastered
What's your argument?
that it brought a game that was locked away on GameCube and Wii to the Switch.
Well, maybe
But it's also not in my top 10 because personally, like I look at it and just like all the rumors of getting back to the train, all the rumors of like, oh, this has been sitting on a shelf. Nintendo was just waiting for a time to put it out.
I don't know. I guarantee you they were going to do Metroid Prime 4. They didn't have enough there, and they're like, fuck it, pull out Metroid Prime Remastered.
There's a big red button in an office somewhere.
They have two Nintendo like seniors, like senior vice presidents. They have the keys. They have to like walk in, synchronize the turn.
So I'm okay with cutting both of those. Advance Wars 1 and 2, it's great. I
just think between the delays and honestly the Ukraine war, it kind of like lost its lust or its appeal.
lost it.
Lust.
Yeah. Josh is like, I'm lusting for Advance Wars 1 and 2. I don't know. Those games
think about it.
Those
I was
games
gonna
were
say, think
fine.
about like earlier in the year when we were like, oh, I want Advance Wars 1 and 2, and then they got delayed, and then it was like, oh, it's because of Ukraine war. And it's like, shit, you're right. I mean, I still want to play it, but at the same time, like, it's kind of lost its luster.
Well, it got delayed like a whole year, and I think Advance Wars 1 and 2, like they're back when those games came out, you didn't really have a lot of handheld tactic options, like tactical game options, and now they're all over the place. So it's cool to have them here, but it's more of a, oh, hey, here's a piece of history for your Switch, you little asshole. So I'm okay with cutting both. So those are Prime and Advance Wars. Goodbye. You had it. You had a good chance there, boys. But I think we can cut Hogwarts Legacy. I don't think enough of us have any experience with it.
Yeah, the game kind of just like it was a giant fad, and
now it's died down.
Yeah,
it's still big on Twitch though, right?
No,
I think Diablo 4 took it over, didn't it?
It was because it was the most hours streamed or watched or something when it came out, right? Like ever for the website.
Most concurrent watchers, I believe.
So I mean that's not nothing, but I don't think any of us are Hogwarts Legacy experts. I know that you boys are both Hufflepuffs through and through, but I don't think
I'm a Ravenclaw.
You are not a Ravenclaw, Josh. I couldn't tell you. It's as annoying as excuse me, I'm a Pytheth and you're a Capricorn and we do not mix. Cutting Hogwarts Legacy.
That's fine. Like I said, I think it was a fad and it kind of died. I don't think it's the same thing as Atomic Heart. It was a fad. Like it had its limelight, but then as soon as the light was off of it, it just kind of died out.
Nick, want to know how many people are watching Hogwarts Legacy on Twitch
right now?
0.
Right now, less than 400.
Oh wow, what a fucking fall, dude.
Yeah, I know it was a fad. Everybody the only reason that they were so big was because there's controversy to it. Now that the controversy's gone over, no one gives a shit.
Yeah, everyone was
like
eh,
if the game had like online capabilities and it wasn't just a single player game, then maybe it would still be a thing.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a beautiful single player game. Like you got to give the developers credit for that.
I mean, they should have it like the Dark Souls series, where like the online capabilities are so small, but yet you could still
do
something with it. Yeah.
You see, I know so little about that game that I thought it did have some multiplayer aspect to it. That's how little I knew about it.
I mean, it would have been cool.
Oh, let's face it, that the only other thing that they really didn't include, which everybody's like, well, what the fuck? That's the whole reason anybody wants to play it. Is they forgot the what's the game called? Quidditch.
Quidditch.
Oh,
yeah, a lot of people were disappointed about that. Yeah, they didn't put it in there.
Well, people were like, you gotta buy the game. It's not their fault that J.K. Rowling is the way she is. The people at the company were like rubbing their hands together at the controversy because like people see
they got a lot of playback.
people see a meteorite on the way, they're like, "Oh fuck, give it all the yeah."
And that's why I say Atomic Heart's the same way, because let's face it, it's a similar situation.
What I've played of it, I really enjoyed. I think the intro's a little too long. I think
the intro took
that
forever.
it takes for so you're on a boat, right? You're on a boat riding to go get your little annoying talking glove updated, and so you do that, and then you go visit your boss. You take a big long elevator ride to the top of the tower, which the game looks beautiful. It's Russia. It's got this big parade. There are robots everywhere. The floor
but it
you
took
can
like 35 minutes to even get to, like, it was just as long as Fallout 3's opening, where it took forever to finally get to the true gameplay.
and you don't really do anything. So yeah,
No.
you ride up that elevator. The booby robot ladies give you a job. You don't even see your boss. They're like, "Hey, we're booby robot ladies. Go do this." You go back down for another long elevator ride. You get in one of the pre-war cars, and a robot picks you up and flies you through the city. It's really cool, but again, you're just riding a conveyor belt, waiting for the game to start. And then you get dropped on an old lady who I'm pretty sure is dropping slurs. And then you're like, okay, I guess the game started. And she's like, no, you got to go down this tunnel. Because you drop down on her, and it feels like it's an open world like Far Cry at that point. But then she's like, no, go in this tunnel. And you get into the tunnel, and it's just a linear tunnel where you're just killing robots. The gameplay, it feels great, and I feel like I'm going to enjoy it. But that first 30 to 40 minutes is just a fucking slosh.
Oh, let's not forget that after that, you get your 15, 20 minutes of gameplay, and then you get raped by a robot fridge.
Fuck, I forgot about that. And it's really off-putting. For all the shit that Forspoken got for its dialogue, this is so much worse.
I mean, okay, fine. The 40 minutes is like, okay, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to do it every single time. I'll do it the one time. But then you get to the rapey scene, and it's like, Jesus Christ. Like, in Soviet Russia, you don't rape Fridge. Fridge rapes you.
Yeah, it's okay. So for those who don't know, and I guess we should put like a content warning in front of that. But so yeah, you go up to it's like an upgrade like machine, and you think like, okay, I'm just gonna go in here and upgrade my gun. It has its metal tentacles pop out, grab you, hang you upside down. It has all these other tentacles come out and like get ready to assault you, and it's very off-putting. It's in your face, and it doesn't help that your character is a shitbag too, so he's saying awful things as well, and he kind of plays into the fantasy between your glove and the fridge. It's weird, and I think we can cut Atomic Heart. I still want to go back and beat it, but otherwise, I think we can take it off.
Yes, agreed.
Josh, you're the only one that's played Octopath Traveler 2. Does it have a spot on this list?
I say it does. It took what everybody loved from the first one, and then of course your classic, 30-bit, 60-bit, old games, and gives it like a new modern twist, or modern take on it. Really, it's really outdone itself, and for what they were going for style-wise and story-wise, it's really well written and beautifully drawn.
Is there major updates between the first one and the second one? Like, what's the big get?
Well, I'd have to pull up like all the list, but some of the things I can tell you is like they have like special abilities where if you do certain things with certain character groups, they like get special abilities, like kind of like Final Fantasy IV when you got Param and Palom, you could do the twin ability.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like that, but they all have names, of course, and they all do different things. Each character is, has their own unique class that they start with. And then, of course, once you've mastered them, you can actually switch to other classes. I'll put up the list now to give you a better comparison. Sorry, I just clicked the link. That is not the link.
Sorry, say that again.
I thought I was clicking like a picture to do the list. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Someone made a picture list, and it was just an ad. I'm like, wow, I'm stupid. I just can't read.
Your words, not mine.
No, it's true.
So I like what you're saying. I think it can stay for now. Sons of the Forest, has anyone spent a good amount of time with that? That kind of feels like a game, or at least on my radar, that came and went.
Yeah, Sons of the Forest. I think what kills games like this are speedrunners.
Is this a
This-
game that you can speedrun? This kind of feels like
Yeah.
a scary Minecraft
Yes.
to me.
Yes, you can speedrun it. I mean, there's much more to the game, but there's people that speedrun it within like I think the first 24 hours of when the game released. It's ridiculous.
And I think they did it like in 20 minutes.
probably less than that.
Probably, but I don't actually know what the true time, like how long it actually takes if you played it through.
I don't know either, but yeah, like I think it's one of those things where it's like, oh, you make the left here. Oh, I beat the game. Like that's pretty much what happened.
Well, let's not forget that. Let's not also forget that it's a game that was in delay hell for a long time.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was a sequel. I didn't realize it was the Forest and then Sons of the Forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Forest was like in alpha for a long time too.
So is this something that we can cut, or do we want to keep it?
No, we can,
We can cut it. I mean, the customization of the game is great, but I don't think it's game of the year material.
Honkai Star Rail.
I would say definitely keep it on the list. It's definitely a big surprise. They're already doing a ton of updates. There's a new banner out. I mean, they took all the good stuff from Genshin Impact as far as like they know what to put in their content, what not to put so far. I mean, everything I've played on it has been fantastic, and there's a ton there.
It stays. Humanity. I want to keep it for now. I think it's a really good puzzler. I want to dig deeper into it. I mean, it's only about month and a half old at this point. But it's got, the dog is like the number one thing. But just the fact that I got into a puzzle game this year, I really like it. I'm okay with keeping it for now. Star Wars Jedi Survivor?
Nah.
I think it's up there with Sons of the Forest, where Jake said speedrunners got to it.
I don't even think speedrunners. I think people are tired. I think people see that Star Wars is kind of in shambles on the movie side of things. I know Andor came out and did gangbusters, and everyone really liked it. I still need to watch Andor. I'm way behind on that. But I think that with it coming out on PC and not running great, and then also like, I don't know, I kind of feel like there's a Souls-like bubble coming, or we're in a Souls-like bubble.
See, I don't know about you guys. The only content I've seen for it, or like overpopulating it, is the trials.
I just think there's too much Souls-like. I think we're getting too much of the same. Like, yes, cool, it's Dark Souls with a Star Wars coat of paint on it, but
I mean, it looks great, and I like the plot twist, but yeah, I think it could go.
yeah, I'm not crazy about it. I didn't play the first one either. But also, I think people are looking. I think honestly, with Star Wars, I think people are looking for a character to latch onto, and we just haven't had that yet. Maybe Andor. I haven't seen Andor, so if everyone dies, I'm sorry. But
Oh, you're cringing me right now. It's not Andor, it's Andor.
Andor, I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Everyone
I know,
else
you keep saying Andor, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Everyone else is saying it wrong too. Then,
Yeah, because you're listening to people who don't watch or have ever interacted with Star Wars, and they're like, "Oh, this shit's awesome! I saw it on Disney Plus."
Disney
Plus.
I usually watch My Little Ponies.
I think the main issues with
Yeah.
the Star Wars Jedi games is that the main character isn't he kind of just like a paint by numbers. You can customize him yourself. He doesn't really. He's
In
not
this
really.
one, yeah. I mean, to an extent, like cosmetically wise, yes, you can Ken doll him up.
I think people are horny for like a new Star Wars character. I mean, Baby Yoda is probably the closest we've gotten, and that's just to sell toys. I'm talking like if you go back to like KOTOR, people were really into Darth Malak, Darth Raven, HK-47 is the robot.
I think so, yeah.
Like those characters. If you go back to what is it? Star Wars. What were the 360 games?
The
Battlefront.
No.
Battlefront. You're not thinking of 360. You're thinking of the
There were
Xbox, the Republic Commandos.
No. Well, I don't think people have. I don't think anyone who isn't like Star Wars, like who has a Star Wars hard on, knows what those characters are called. I'm talking the one where you're like Darth Vader's apprentice. And
Oh, you're thinking of
Force
Force
Unleashed.
Unleashed. You're thinking of Star Killer.
Star Killer. People really like Star Killer. I think the next Star Wars game that comes out and there's like this character that people can be like, oh, that's the guy. That's the fucking guy.
Wait. That was his name in the game, Star Killer?
Yeah, he's also a
What a douchey
extra
name.
fighter in I think it was one of the Tekken games.
I think you get a Star Killer, you get an HK-47, you get one of those characters, and I think the next Star Wars game will be cooking.
Either that or give us like a really, really good like Battlefront. Like these past two had just failed. If you go back and just look at, I mean, literally look at the old shit, modernize it, boom, you've made yourself an award-winning game, guarantee it.
Josh is
Not that hard.
Josh is so Star Wars horny.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I'm cutting Jedi Survivor.
That's fine.
Pizza Tower. I don't think any of us
No.
have played it. I like the look of it, but I'm okay with cutting it. I do plan on playing it here eventually. Maybe we'll see it at GOTY. Cool. So I really like Blanc. It's got its issues. It's short. It runs poopy when you try to play it with your buds
Online.
and stream it.
Yeah.
I don't think that was an us thing either.
No, but dear God, if you wanted to see like some lagginess, by God, just go try to do it. It's bad.
So it's a fun game. It's cute. I've played it on PC and Switch. I love it. I don't think it's gonna make the top 10 though. I don't think I can talk you guys into putting Blanc in this
No.
top 10.
I mean, it's cute. Don't get me wrong, but no.
Hey, it's still got second best box art. That's not nothing.
Box fart.
That's not nothing. Return is the 2D Souls-like, and I know what you're thinking. Nick, you just said there's a Souls-like bubble. Why are you gonna back this game? This is a simple Souls-like. Very simple. You swipe, you shoot, you jump. That's it. You have what's the thing when you roll, and if you run out, you can't roll anymore. Endurance, is that one?
Stamina.
Stamina. There's the word.
You have a master's degree, don't you?
I do. You have that stuff to worry about, but I mean, it's set on this weird world. You're back home, but everything's weird. The boss fights are all fun, very stylish, and very. It's just a fun game. I really enjoyed my time with it. It's short. It's 3 hours long. I think it can stay for now. I know you guys are going to put up a fight with it, but I want to keep it for right now.
It's going to go.
It's gonna go.
Don't fight it, Nick.
Lane, real quick. Lane wrote me a note. She said, I liked that game, Blanc. So she liked it. So
It's like we just got a fan letter. Oh, we got a fan right here.
That was-
read the what did the fan say? Oh, you like the game? Well, we don't give a shit what you like.
that
As
was the
our
last game we
list.
played before our daughter was together before our daughter was born.
While you're holding the TikTok on your phone.
Next up, Diablo 4. Has anyone here played Diablo 4?
I have
No.
not, but it's definitely on my list to at least eventually pick up. But with all the issues with servers and
That looks great.
having to be online to play it, and there's no offline mode, it's kind of like I really want to fucking do it. I mean, didn't do it with the Xbox One.
Mhm.
Didn't do it with I think it was it PS5 that was trying to do it too at one point or considering it. Someone else was trying to consider it and got shut down. It's like I don't want to have to play online to play your game.
I think
If I want, Go
I
ahead.
think we can cut it. It, like you said, it's having its issues. It looks great. It looks fun. It makes me want to pick up 2 and 3 if I'm being honest.
I mean,
but-
I picked up 3 because of it.
But with none of us having experience here, I don't think we can safely say like, yes, this is making our list. It's going to be on
No,
our
and even
list.
then, I think 3 had way more hype to it coming out than this did. Like, yeah, a lot of people were talking about it, but I feel like it's kind of died down like really quick.
I think it's still big.
It's still big.
I mean, I'm saying compared to 3 though. Like, if I'm going to compare it to 3, like 3 was a much bigger deal.
Well, I feel like 3 was much bigger because I think the gap between 2 and 3.
That's true.
I do like that their marketing kind of got thrown a bone with all the smoke coming down from
In New York.
Canada.
Yep.
New York, welcome to hell, New York, and New York is just like covered in smoke and it's orange and crazy stuff. Diablo, hey, you got your marketing, but you're not gonna make this list. Sorry, Diablo.
Dude, everyone's staying inside to play Diablo.
Right. Street Fighter 6 is definitely making this list. There's no way I am pulling Street Fighter 6. I have never been a big fighting game guy. I played that. I'm still not a fighting game guy, but I am a Street Fighter 6 guy. So something they did that I really chimed with is they have the modern control mode, which brings the number of buttons you really need to know down to, I think it's either 3 or 4. So you're not having to remember all these different combos to do the move. Instead, you're focusing on like, okay, I know how to do this move. I don't really have to think about it. What I have to think about is when I'm going to use this move or when I need to avoid using this move. And again, it's got that style. I listened to all those tracks that we talked about from Best Song again to get myself hyped up for tonight. I'm probably going to go play some Street Fighter 6 later today or tomorrow. It's the 3rd when we're recording this, so tomorrow's off. So, hey, whatever. But I think Street Fighter 6 is going to make this list. Same for The Last Spell. The Last Spell, again, I think it's just a full package. The music is this heavy metal that is just amazing. The game is challenging, but not like unfairly challenging. Like you're going to make mistakes, you're going to learn from them, you're going to get better. You're still going to be outnumbered, and you're still going to really have to think things out. But you're going to have fun doing it. So I think those two are definitely going to make it. Unless you guys think unless either of you have a reason for like, hey, this needs to go.
No, I do agree. Street Fighter 6 for sure, and then The Last Spell. I mean, they're both honestly big contenders in my opinion, more or less.
Let's see. We skipped a bunch above, but let's continue down. Dave the Diver is a newer one, and I think it can stay for right now. I played more of it last night.
God damn it.
So it's really starting to open up. So you dive and you can unlock. You get so much to unlock. So I've unlocked additional like wetsuits, air filters, and everything. So I can now dive deeper. I have longer breath. I can stay underneath longer. I have my harpoon gun updated. There's a guy that he has you download an app and he has you make a gun. Like he makes guns for you. And so you're just this big old scuba diver shooting animals. That sounds morbid. Shooting fish under the water. Fish aren't animals, right? And so the cool thing is, so if you do something, like if you have an upgrade, like in the kitchen where the chef is like upgrading a meal or this guy's upgrading one of your guns, it does this anime-ass animation. It's like fully rendered. So like the guy who makes your guns is a total weeb. And he'll like do the glasses thing, and he'll have like, I think he has like a picture of his girlfriend on the wall, and he'll nod to her and then like put a glove on and go to work. It's the stupidest. I was like, what the fuck is this game? What the fuck is Dave the Diver? But it's still so much fun.
Potential.
Trepang 2, as much as I like it, I think it can come off this list. I haven't finished it. It's Fear. It's Fear in more than ways than one. It plays just like Fear. It's scary just like Fear. There's a twist that I just ran into that I showed you guys. I don't know how much that's going to play into the story, if at all. I want to see how it plays out. I don't think Trepang makes this list, though.
Fair.
Not yet. All right, Josh, Final Fantasy 16, you have the floor.
Yeah, so what is there not to like? First off, Final Fantasy 16 is beautiful. I mean, of all the games that I've played, which I've played all of them, it is by far the most beautiful. It's also the first exclusive game in a long time that I've absolutely enjoyed. And yes, I know eventually they're working on getting it PC released, but for being a PS5 exclusive game right now, there is good reasons for it to be overheating your PS5s and causing you heartache. It's beautiful. The fights are well done. It's well written. I love the characters. The plot in general, my God, it's so good. Yes, sure. it's Game of Thrones. Guess what? Who gives a fuck? It's Game of Thrones Final Fantasy style, and I love it.
I do.
I didn't realize it was not on PC yet. That is crazy. Like a true exclusive. I can't think of a true exclusive in the last year.
I mean, if you think about it, yes, like all the PS5 games like Returnal or Ratchet and Clank, I think. No, not Ratchet and Clank.
I think Ratchet and Clank's coming to PC. But what I mean by that is a exclusive coming from a third party developer.
Oh yeah,
That's kind of nuts. Maybe we're heading back to the way things were PS2 era.
I mean, part of me likes it, but at the same time, the fact that they're gonna release it eventually is like, okay, I also like that. Like, don't want to hold it exclusively to that console, but for them to have like an advantage for like a year, maybe two, I'm not against that.
Well, I mean, like, what's probably gonna happen is like it's gonna get released on like another console or PC, whatever, and it might have like a special edition.
Well,
Or
they'll do what they did with like Final Fantasy 15, where they had it released on console first, and then after I think a year or two, it's like after all the DLC was released, they released the Windows version or the PC version.
You know, people complain about like access to like old Nintendo games like Zelda, Mario, all that. I think Final Fantasy is just as bad. Like, yeah, you get Final Fantasy VIII remastered for Steam, on Steam, but it's kind of a mess. It's not like the best way to play the game.
Well, so technically, if you want to be true, so for the last gen, you had all the digital releases, and then technically for the new gens, you have the pixel. What do they call it, Jake? The
it's pixel.
pixel remastered.
Yeah, but weren't they charging $40 a head on each one?
Yeah, they were.
They're just as sloppy with it as Nintendo. But I think Final Fantasy 16 can stay here.
What I think is funny is that like you have the 3D version of this one, and you had the pixel version of this one.
It's annoying.
It's crazy.
Fucking Square Enix. Guys, I think everyone here has played BattleBit Remastered in the last week. I think this makes the list, right?
Oh yeah. Honestly, top 3. It's
Hey,
am I wrong?
Hey, sir. Let's get down to 10.
I think it's top 3.
Let's whittle this down to 10. Like we're
all right. Let's go to the top then. Hi-Fi Rush next.
And then we'll come back and we'll start numbering stuff.
Okay, so we got what Hi-Fi Rush. Let's talk about this.
I think Hi-Fi Rush was a big surprise that everybody who played it really liked. It's a rhythm game. It plays. I don't have much Devil May Cry experience. It's a beat 'em up. It's a beat 'em up where you're beating people up to the beat of the song. The characters are great. The world is great. It's very colorful. It's got a Wind Waker like art style to it, and the fact that this came from the Evil Within / Ghostwire Tokyo people, within a year of that, because Ghostwire Tokyo was last year. I want to say last summer, and then this game comes out 8-9 months later. Crazy, blows my mind. And it's only $40. It comes out to Game Pass right away. The boss fights are fun. Dialogue is great. Replayability out the butthole. I think Hi-Fi Rush is going to make the top 10. Get Game Pass, boys.
Top 10, yeah.
Oh, little Gator game. Do I want to fight for you?
No.
I think I want to fight for Little Gator game.
I don't.
Just let it die now.
No, it's not gonna. So it won't.
Close its eyes. Close its eyes.
Little Gator game will not. It missed GOTY last year. It's not going to be eligible for GOTY this coming year because it came out in December. GOTYSO is going to be the only time I'll be able to argue for Little Gator game. I go back to when we were talking best moment, and we were talking about how the game ends where your sister finally plays with you. And you've gotten everything off the island, and she's like, okay, hey, it's time to go home. And it calls back to hey, everything has to come to an end. There's going to be a time where it's the last time that you play, and you don't know that time is coming. You don't know. It's just like the thing. I said it in the last I said it in that other episode too. Like, I don't know when the last time I'm gonna pick up my son or daughter is, but that's gonna come. It pulls at my heartstrings. This is my dad moment in the podcast. I'm allotted one
darkness.
dad moment every episode.
Let the darkness absorb it. Just take it in. It's okay. Don't be scared.
Can we keep it for now? And then once we start to whittle down more.
No.
Nick, fun fact here. Wanna know how many people watch a little Gator game on Twitch?
It doesn't matter. No. That's not a game that you watch on Twitch. That's not a game. That's a game you experience for yourself. And then you write a nice little essay about being the glue of a friend group. That's what Little Gator. It's a
no one likes those essay videos.
I'm gonna tell you anyway.
It's a thinking man's game, and obviously I'm not dealing with thinking men. That's what's going on here.
There's one guy streaming right now.
Okay.
And you wanna know how many people follow Little Gator game?
How many?
About 800.
Dude, it's a sweet little indie. I'm gonna fight for it through and through. I'm gonna fight for it.
You're gonna lose through and through.
Okay. For now, you can be a little sleepy, but you're gonna fall asleep.
We're keeping Little Gator game for right now. Hey, what's this turd right here? Tears of the Kingdom? Are we cutting this?
So okay.
Wait, are we really considering cutting this? I said it in jest, but hey, here we go.
I mean, so I don't think it's as well, and this is not saying that it wasn't received well. I don't think it was as well received as Breath of the Wild. And I say that because I feel like a lot of people went in thinking, oh, this is going to be a sequel, but it's going to be different. And really the only difference is you're able to build shit. And that's like the one thing that I keep running into is people. Like, I haven't seen really much content on like the characters. I haven't seen much content on like, you know, the different abilities. I've seen nothing but people building machines of war and just terrorizing Hyrule.
Well, I realize I'm a hypocrite because I make clips of this show, but I hate clip culture. I hate clip culture so much. And this is the game. This is like clip culture's baby. Like, hey, look at this fucking drone I built, and I'm bombing this encampment over here.
It's Baby Yoda for clippables.
It's people making these things in the game because they want to go viral, not because they're having a good time playing the game.
Don't get me wrong, they're cool. They're cool.
It's cool.
They are cool.
It's cool. It's fun. But the thing about those clips is it's dishonest. Those people are building that shit with the intent of like, hey, the people on TikTok are going to fucking eat this up. And I realize I'm going to turn this into a clip for people on TikTok.
I mean, so I always say that it probably needs to be considered to be removed, or if not at the bottom of the list, is because I feel like with Breath of the Wild, I had to fight social media to keep it from spoiling it, where this has been nothing but torturing the fucking Leaf guys. I forget their names already.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, just building torture devices for them, and then building like literally anything with just engineering in general, whether it be they're building vehicles. I mean, there's literally a meme where it's Link and he goes, why would I walk 15 minutes to the end when I can build this bad boy and drive there in 45 minutes?
I think it can stay for now. I'm not close to it. Again, I've played a good 3 hours of it, and I'm enjoying it. I enjoy my time with it. I enjoyed the building. Again, the Switch is a nightmare in playing with the controls and all the different things you can do, and accidentally throwing shit when you mean to actually fucking grab. It's annoying, yes. But I do think it can stay for now, and we'll see where we get as we start to whittle down. Josh, you're the remake horror expert here. Do RE4 and Dead Space make the cut?
So, and I'm just gonna do this because it's gonna happen. Of the two, Resident Evil 4 remake should stay. And I say that because Capcom is, for, you know, as far as remakes go, they've been doing a fantastic job with it. Yes, 2 by far was besides 1, I'm talking about the most recent remakes though. 2 is by far the best. Mm-hmm. 3 was, I'm pretty sure, just a money grab. Or like hey, we can, you know, cut a lot more content and have all this shit in there.
2 is a different team. Capcom's got the 2 separate teams doing these.
Yeah.
So 3 was your B team.
Yes, B team did not do well. They definitely all were lined up and fire squatted.
Jesus Christ.
Resident Evil 4 is what a remake should be of. So obviously with the '07 Resident Evil 4, there was a huge expectation. Like you had to go up there and you had to be, you had to play your best game possible. You had your best poker face to be able to beat it. And honestly, I think they did a fucking fantastic job with it. They kept what's important to the fans. They removed some of the stupid shit like the quick action stuff. Yes, I know they cut Nick's favorite boss, but don't give a shit about that boss. Everything else was done perfectly fine. Just anything you could think. Yes, they did change it, but they also brought so much of the old into it that it was the Resident Evil 4 you grew up with and played, but better.
So you don't think there's any room here for Dead Space and Resident Evil 4?
No, I think if I had to pick between the two, Resident Evil 4 did better. Dead Space it's a true remake, and I'm glad it happened because it's hopefully revitalized the franchise and give it the sequels it deserves. But if I had to pick one or the other, Resident Evil 4 did a far better job.
All right, I'm okay with cutting Dead Space. Jake, you okay with that?
I mean, I would keep Dead Space over a little Gator game.
I would too, but I'm doing it for sake of if there's a horror game on there,
I'm cutting
Resident Evil 4 is keeping it.
Little Gator game's not in the conversation right now, Jake. I'm gonna need you to stay on topic.
Jake, it'll be the first game we cut when we get down.
Or
Nick, adults are talking here.
Jake, I'm gonna need you to stay on topic, or I will hold you in contempt of this podcast. Chained Echoes, I think Chained Echoes can go. I really enjoyed my time with it. I think Octopath Traveler is probably the better of the two. But also, I'm not here to argue for Chained Echoes. It's a fun game, fun little RPG characters, fun little story that I still need to beat. But I liked the systems. I liked the abilities. I liked where the story was going when I stopped. I think it can go, though.
Bye, Chained Echoes.
Dredge is like, you know when college basketball has like the last four in, last four out for like their bracket, for like when they're trying to predict who's going to make it. Dredge is like a bubble team because I love Dredge a lot and it's a really good game. I just don't know if it's going to make the cut here. I am okay with cutting back Firewall just because I think Little Gator Game and Back Firewall hit a lot of the same notes for me, even though one follows more down the line of Portal 2 in Back Firewall, and Little Gator Game's more of a Breath of the Wild clone. Back Firewall, another great game about updating your cell phone, and all the characters are like different apps and stuff, and there's just a lot of fun meta humor in it. That said, I am tired of meta humor just across the board. But Back Firewall was really well done, a lot of fun, nice little heartfelt story. But I had my one dad moment already, so I can't have another dad moment, or else the podcast ends automatically. All right, let's recap what is on this list. We have Hi-Fi Rush, Little Gator Game, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Dredge, Octopath Traveler 2, Honkai Star Rail, Humanity, Return, Street Fighter 6, The Last Spell, Dave the Diver, Final Fantasy 16, and BattleBit Remastered. I believe that is 14 or 15.
That is 14.
That is 14. So we got to cut 4 more. Got to cut 4.
Little Gator Game.
All right, Josh, if you were to cut 4, what 4 would you cut?
The Little Gator Game.
Mm-hmm.
Dredge. Return. And probably Dave the Diver.
Nick, what about your 4?
My 4, if I'm cutting Return. I'm cutting Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm shooketh on that one.
Humanity. And Octopath Traveler 2.
I would cut Little Gator Game, Dredge, Humanity, and Return.
Oh, looks like those 4 are gone.
Not necessarily. I'm okay with cut and return. Return can go. I gave it its moment. I knew it wasn't going to rise to the occasion, but that's okay. I'm going to agree with you on Dredge. I think Dredge, we haven't seen the last of Dredge because they are adding stuff to it. They just added wildlife. They're adding some DLC to it. I think Dredge will make no pun here, but I think Dredge will make a splash when it comes to Game of the Year at the end of the year.
Jeez.
And then I'm still not set on cutting Little Gator Game here. I am okay with cutting Humanity though.
Nick, why won't you let Little Gator Game die where it needs to die?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I can't, man. It's not going to get it's not going to be eligible for GOTY. It's not.
Wait, technically it shouldn't even be eligible for GOTYSO.
No, we said December was fine for GOTYSO. Because
Nick, you tried to throw in a documentary. I don't want to hear shit from you.
Because it came out after last year's GOTY, which totally, it's just like movies when the release can really screw you on getting your Oscar nom.
Okay, Nick, I'll leave it like this. And you can fight me on this all you want. That's fine. Little Gator Game, Humanity, Street Fighter 6.
We're not cutting Street Fighter 6. There's no way in hell Street Fighter 6.
Okay, fine. So then Little Gator Game, Humanity.
Oh, I can come right back at you and be like, all right, Josh, Honkai Star Rail, Final Fantasy 16, Humanity.
Well, Humanity because it's on the list. Otherwise, I'd say Honkai Star Rail. See how I'm willing to give that up?
Yeah,
that's democracy. But that's fine.
Josh, I understand democracy, but I'm about to crumble this democracy. What if we cut Dave the Diver?
Give me a reason.
Would be the second water-based game that I've cut as of, I don't know what time it is, but Dave the Diver, it's a brand new release. It just went 1.0 like a week ago. I'm having fun with it. It's a great time. It's just so hard to let go of Little Gator Game. Because I'm looking at this list now, and there's a lot of Josh on this list. There's a lot of Josh.
I am willing to cut. Like you're not gonna hurt my feelings. At the end of the day, I still have these games and still play them.
Yeah,
Josh, this list is the list, man.
Take out Honkai Star Rail because it's only 2 months old. Still have a lot going. It's technically not a 1.0 build, I guess. But I guess, yeah, I don't think it is.
Yeah, see, these lists are always weird whenever you get into like early access and 1.0. Is Honkai, so it's not 1.0?
Well, I could be wrong. I don't think it is, but I'm looking up now. Oh no, it's 1.2. Okay, yeah, it's 1.2. Still, I mean, it's still early enough that we could technically get rid of it because obviously new. But I'm not picky. You guys can sit here and be like, get rid of Final Fantasy 16. Fuck, fine by me. It's gonna get its praise somewhere else. I don't give a shit. It's good, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, it just speaks to my heart, and I just give me that dad moment. No, fucking stab the motherfucker right to the heart. Dude, I don't give a shit.
I want you to have the heart moment, dude.
Yeah, guess what? In Final Fantasy 16, you fucking devour people. Come on, it's fucking Attack on Titans on this bitch. I don't give a shit.
I didn't. Is that a spoiler, Josh?
No.
Okay.
No.
I mean, not really. No. Some dark ass shit in there already. I'll tell you that much.
I don't even know why so is this Game of the Year list, is it going to be top 10?
Yeah, it's going to be top 10. And I fully realized, I'm not going to try and be like, Little Gator Game's got to be top 5. I'm not even going to cross that path.
I don't even know why that's top 10.
I'll pull this right now. Pull it right now.
No. I think you made a good argument for Octopath Traveler 2. I'm okay with Humanity going if you guys are okay with Humanity going.
I don't even remember what Humanity is.
It's the dog game with the puzzle.
Fucking get rid of that shit.
Humanity, I think BattleBit can go.
No, dude, that's like the one thing that we can all. That's the one thing we actually all agree on, and it's been the most fun playing with you guys. I think BattleBit can stay just because of like the fuck you it gives to like
Every AAA company out there,
Yes.
especially EA.
yes, just the fuck you like, hey, this is fun. People are enjoying this.
This was made in Roblox. How does that make you feel?
And it didn't cost $200 million. Like if someone
No,
if
it's-
someone went and made like a triple if someone went and made a Sony third person game like that, and it was like bonkers, and because you guys saw the news that Last of Us 2 and I forget what other game, but cost them $200 million.
Yeah.
I love it anytime the little guy comes out ahead. I'm like, yes, fucking yes.
Oh, fun fact. Last spell's on sale, 25% off.
Let's see. So we got Hi-Fi Rush, Little Gator Game, Tears of the Kingdom, RE4 Remake, Octopath Traveler 2, Honkai Star Rail, Street Fighter 6, The Last Spell, Dave the Diver, Final Fantasy 16, and BattleBit Remastered.
Got one more to get rid of until we get to our top 10.
One more.
Gator, Gator, Gator.
Okay, I'm gonna let Nick keep Gator. I will, because otherwise, Jake, we're gonna be here all day. Because Nick's gonna sit here and die on this hill.
And he's going to tell us some essay about little Gator games.
Yeah,
And then-
and we don't need another YouTube video of that.
And
'cause
then
I
some
guarantee you.
theory that he just came up out of his ass.
I appreciate that you guys feel like the essays are a threat. You're like, hey man, we don't want to mess with your essays, bro.
I don't need you fucking my YouTube algorithm up. Okay, it's already bad enough.
Nick's the type of person that like, oh, to beat this bully, I'm gonna have to write him a letter.
It's a fucking 16-page letter back and front.
Hey, it makes me feel really sad when you bully me. I believe the center of your problem is the relationship you have with your father at home. And he reads that page and just fucking punches me in the nose.
Well, I think Legend of Zelda can go. It's similar. Okay, I mean not similar. Where we had Atomic Heart and Hogwarts Legacy, where it had its fame because of the controversy. I feel like the only reason Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is relevant is because of all of the clippable moments for the engineering department and the torturing of the fucking little guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna repeat myself about like just how much I hate clip culture. But Nick, you live in clip culture. Fuck you. But I do think Tears of the Kingdom can go.
Yeah, I'd rather it go to like for me, Hi-Fi Rush, yes, is maybe not in a similar boat, but it's a huge company that's make AAA games, but they did something that most companies can't do is they basically did a whole other genre that they're not known for and succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Legend of Zelda, yes, it's a different game, but the problem is when Breath of the Wild came out, they didn't talk about like the clippable moments. It revolutionized the whole thing where it became its own genre.
It changed exploration because it was at a time where every game felt like it needed an open world map, and you climbed a tower to find all the stuff,
The areas,
all the icons filled your map, and it's like, oh cool, I've got 10 more chores to do.
No, but in a sense, it was a huge game where this one, it pretty much doubled the size and it made you like, you could do whatever you want. You could build machines. I mean, it's cool, but it's not like Breath of the Wild cool.
All right, so no looking back. We're cutting Tears of the Kingdom, and you know what? We'll probably each have more time with it by the end of the year.
And it might make Game of the Year.
It might make GOTY.
Yeah.
It might make GOTY. All right, so we're cutting Tears of the Kingdom. Everybody have a tier for it. We've reached 10. But our job is not done. We have to order them. So the 10 remaining games in no particular order: Hi-Fi Rush, Little Gator Game, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Octopath Traveler 2, Honkai Star Rail, Street Fighter 6, The Last Spell, Dave the Diver, Final Fantasy 16, and BattleBit Remastered. I realized Josh snuck on 3 RPGs, that bastard.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
All right, so I'm going to make a move, and you guys are going to be like, yes, do that move. I'm putting Little Gator Game in 10th.
Yes.
Yep.
Because
Mhm.
you're
First time we
automatically...
can agree with something about Little Gator Game.
Just the fact that it made it is great. So Little Gator game, 10th place. Here we go. Let me number these. Yeah, we'll get to it later. All right, so we know that is locked, so I'm gonna bold it. All right, boys, we have 10th.
Okay. Jake, I think we should go with weakest links first. I think we're going to be agreeing to that because it'll be easier to knock them out. I think Dave the Diver and Honkai Star Rail should be towards the back.
Yes.
So what are you thinking? Honkai 9?
I'm thinking Honkai 9, Dave the Diver 8.
Dave 8? I can
Yes.
get behind that. I mean, I personally... Honkai is free, right?
Yeah, it's free. So, but it's still the gotcha formula. There's still a chance that you might get sucked. Like, so first off, if you're into gambling, obviously 1-800 all bets off.
Oh, hold on, you froze, Josh. Now you're back.
Okay.
Did he?
I think my internet went loopy for a minute.
If you're into gambling, 1-800 bets off. It's a gotcha game. So if you're gonna want a certain banner or a certain character, you're gonna spend some money probably. You don't have enough of the free currency in the game or just the currency in general. Also, it's only the beginning, so it's gonna get much bigger, just like Genshin Impact. So I think in the long run, it'll have it'll have longevity to it, but I don't think it'll ever be Game of the Year worthy. I think it'll just be something to do in between as you wait for all of these other games to come out from indie developers or AAA companies.
All right, sounds good. And I think Dave the Diver, I've just barely scratched the surface, but it hits this note that I think that other, I don't want to call them farm sims, but Stardew type games, like I was never like, people really get into the different characters around you in Stardew Valley in the village, but no, you're not really like, you're playing yourself, so there's no central character. And I think Dave does that really well, and it's done it really well so far. It's just this goofy main character, and I really enjoy it. And oh my god, is that a spider? No, it's a fucking ant. Look, oh my god, hold on. Sorry.
Clip it. Clip that shit.
Clip it.
No, so I think Dave solves that problem where there isn't a main character to get behind, and that's something that's always bumped me on Stardew Valley and other games like it. So I think Dave's really good there at 8, and who knows? I think spending more time with it throughout the rest of the year could really help it stock there at the end of the year. Oh man, looking at the rest of this list, these are bangers. Like I think we got the three not new kids, but we got the 3 that were like just happy to be here. And now we've got a list of like heavy hitters. I think if I'm looking at this honestly, I think Octopath Traveler 2 can be 7. Can be 7 easily.
I was going to agree with it. It definitely improves on 1's formula. The characters are better written. The gameplay, battle mechanics are a little better. Visuals are better, of course, better map. But realistically, it's your standard JRPG formula. So it's gonna have its love, it's gonna have its group, people that are gonna adore it. But as far as like longevity or replayability, it's not that high.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that no one really talked. Like you had the hype for Octopath Traveler when it first came out, but it's like the Tears of the Kingdom. There really isn't, it doesn't really do much to change the formula. So for those who aren't like into it, they're just gonna go, it's just another JRPG.
Well, I think I think the recent release calendar has been a little like filled. I was gonna say lousy, but that kind of has
because about that time I think it was
we have Chained Echoes. We had Final Fantasy 16 right around the block by the time this came out. What is that? The one you just got from the library, Ogreborn?
Tactics Ogre.
Reborn. There it is. Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of the pixelated styles are coming back, and then just in general, a lot of the mainstream RPGs and JRPGs are making a comeback. So it's a busy time, but it still does enough to stand out to at least hop into the 7th place.
Yeah.
I have an easy number 1 here. I don't know if you guys agree with me though.
Hi-Fi Rush.
I bet I know what it is.
Not Hi-Fi Rush.
So then it's Street Fighter 6.
I was gonna say The Last Spell.
I think top 3. I don't think 1 though.
Okay. All right.
I mean, compelling. I mean, the music is fantastic. The concept is amazing. But I think the problem is no one's giving it a chance. And it's sad where I think Hi-Fi Rush, I've heard and seen way more of it. And I know this is our list, and I get that.
Yeah.
But if I were to compare, to when they first came out on Twitch, I'm sure Hi-Fi Rush probably had more of a cult following. And even then, I've seen more articles about I didn't even know what Last Spell was until you brought it up.
I do think games like The Last Spell tend to have longer legs or longer tails than games like Hi-Fi Rush. So when I think of Last Spell, I think of Darkest Dungeon. I think of what's another one?
I was thinking They Are Billions.
They Are Billions is another
I was
one.
That too.
I mean, just in terms of like how long the tail is, because Darkest Dungeon came out, and Darkest Dungeon still is something that is on the minds of a lot of people. Yeah. You said They Are Billions. I think They Are Billions has a pretty big following as well.
It does, and it's a fantastic game. I enjoy it.
That one has always eluded me because it never goes on sale deep enough. It's always like $22.
I think I picked it up for $5.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I haven't seen it that low ever, but I'll keep an eye.
Yeah, but you also just go straight to Steam. You don't go looking at the other websites.
Oh, the keys and everything.
Well, I mean, don't go to like G2A because they steal from people.
Hey, you heard it
here first.
Stole
from me. I'm good.
G2A is dirty. Get them. I can see the argument for top 3. I think BattleBit is either. I think BattleBit is top 5 easily.
I'd say top 5. Yeah. I think Resident Evil 4 is number 6.
You think so? You don't think it's not like one of those remakes where it's like, no, this is a brand new game.
So like I said, they definitely did a great job as far as interpreting their version of a remake to an already beloved game.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think it's definitely not a brand new game because, one, there is a ton of cut content. I mean, people are clamoring still for Separate Ways, which was the Ada Wong portion of what was going on.
Give us you 3, you cowards.
Nick wants you 3. I mean, they cut some things, and yes, they did like the spoilers for those who haven't played it already. So when Leon finds Luis and he gets knocked out by the big cheese?
Yep.
So when in the original you wake up, you're in that little hut, and you go outside and you're like basically in the valley.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't start there, but what's interesting is you actually have to visit said valley to be able to get the pieces still, and it's a 1-for-1 remake of what the valley was, except for you can't go to that little hut that you start in.
Don't you fight 2 El Gigantes in that valley? I'm trying to remember.
No, I'm not talking about the valley with the after the houses. I'm not talking about that one.
Oh, okay. I'm a little fuzzy on my RE4, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, either way, I mean, it brings the good or the best of the best from the 07. It still did its own separate things, which is, pretty damn good. But it's still, at the end of the day, it's a remake. So if you've already played it, you're not, you know the story. You know what happens at the end of the day. Leon gets the girl. She gets a little creepy at the end.
I forgot that. So they still do an overtime type thing.
So that necessarily, but she even brings up one moment, maybe we could be partners. She talks about being like an agent because she's doing things he's like, you did that really good, and she's like, maybe I could be an agent one day. And it's like, girl,
do you want to check my paperwork? She's just using business jargon for sexual innuendo.
My daddy's the president. If you don't do what I say, I'll get you fired.
Did you get the memo? She does have that power. Oh God.
Yeah.
All right, we'll put Resident Evil 4 remake at 6. I like that's a good spot for it, Josh. And
I
you know,
thought
maybe
so.
later we can get some overtime.
That's your brother.
Moving on.
That just makes it much more better. Forbidden love.
Forbidden love. Okay. Incest aside, we have Little Gator Game
Incest
at 10.
inside. What?
No. Honkai Star Rail at 9. Dave the Diver at 8. Octopath Traveler at 7. And Resident Evil 4 Remake at 6. We've got 5 more games to rank, which are Hi-Fi Rush, Street Fighter 6, The Last Spell, Final Fantasy 16, and BattleBit Remastered.
I want to be blunt about this.
Okay.
I kind of like the order it's in right now.
Mm.
I said kinda. I said kinda.
I think BattleBit Remastered's fine where it's at.
I do too.
BattleBit Remastered enters 5th place. It's just crazy that I mean, we were aware of the game for a few weeks now, but we jumped in last week, and now we're like, oh yeah, this is it.
I mean, honestly, if we would have brought it on sooner, I'm pretty sure it would have wiped the board.
I think, yeah, because there have been some great moments. Bringing a building down in that game is great. For those, we haven't really gotten to talk about it a lot, but BattleBit Remastered is a first-person shooter done from Roblox. It was originally in Roblox. Josh taught me this. They brought it over when they saw that Battlefield 2042 wasn't hitting. And so, you know, it's just Roblox characters shooting each other, and
It's fucking okay. So I can't believe I'm saying it. It is by far the best multiplayer game I have played in a long time.
the shooting feels great. You can bring down whole buildings. There's a whole bunch of vehicles you can try. There's some stuff missing. I do wish it had a mini map.
Yes.
You can open the map in a smaller version of it, but it still takes up a lot of your screen. And I don't know. I think the 127 v 127 is way too much.
It is, but at the same time, there's variety of weapons, variety of vehicles, variety of equipment. I mean, they have in-game voice chat. Do you know how long it took DICE to bring in-game voice chat?
Fuck, Nintendo ain't figured that shit out.
It gets even better. Listen to this. You can actually vote for what game mode you want to play next and what map you want to play, day or night. You can't even do that. Battlefield 2042, you play a match, you go right back to your lobby. You don't go back to like a lobby on a server. You go back to your lobby and you have to search a whole new server. Can't even do that.
I didn't realize how bad it had gotten for you guys over at Battlefield, Josh.
Honestly, I mean, don't get me wrong, it did improve this year. Like, Matt got me to play it a little bit, but I am far more impressed with a $15 game that came from Roblox. That fucking came from Roblox than I am from a company that has been doing multiplayer battle simulated games for years. Bunch of college dudes who got drunk one day, fucking around Roblox, calling some little 5-year-old's mom a hoe, had a better game than 100+ grown-ass men and women who did it for a living.
You made enough of an argument for it, Josh, to be 5. Are you trying to talk it up now?
No, it baffles me that that's how it happens. Like, seriously, you had one job and you couldn't even do it. A bunch of drunk-ass college kids who made fun of Roblox kids made a better game.
They were playing Roblox as a gag. They're like, oh, look at me, I'm playing Roblox. And then they ended up just making a game.
And it's made in Unity. It's made in Unity.
Yeah, they made the jump over to the Unity, and now it's just crazy. And it's popular now too. It's just, what in the world? What?
It hurts.
We're going backwards, and I love it.
It hurts so much. Like, just to think 10 years ago, indie games were like, you know, they were good. Like, see, you had like a handful of good ones. Where now it's like indie games are blowing up and are so much better than AAA companies. Like,
well, and I think it does. Well, first of all, the naming of this game is weird. Like, don't call it I get why they called it remastered, because they pulled it from Roblox and made their own thing in Unity. But I think this teaches what the bigger companies need to reiterate and get back into is, hey, keep it simple, stupid. Like, everyone's trying too hard to make everything a live game, and I mean,
it doesn't need to be.
There's a reason we had Dead as Live game category, because games are dropping like flies because these companies think, oh, hey, let's slap a season pass on it. Hey, slap some bells and whistles. We can charge them extra money for this, that. And they don't have the numbers. They don't have the people to keep something like that going. Whereas this is like just like basically like a carbon copy of something from like the 360 era, where it's just like, hey, you have classes, you have all these weapons you can unlock. Hey, we have all these maps, and you have the ability to pick all this stuff, and here you go. Oh, and you can do voice chat with each other and talk shit. But if you get vulgar, we're kicking you out. You understand? Like, and they're very stern about, hey, we are going to kick you the
We'll
fuck out.
kick your ass out of this server if you do it.
They make you agree to it at the start of every game, which I think is great.
Yeah.
BattleBit Remastered, welcome to the list. We have 4 more to rank: Hi-Fi Rush, Street Fighter 6, The Last Spell, and Final Fantasy 16. I know you like this order, Josh. Stop trying to rush through my episode.
That's why I'm waiting for one of you two to say something.
I agree with you. I think The Last Spell is great at 3.
Yeah, I think 16 could be at 4 or even 2. I think they could probably switch spots. It's hard to say it's hard to get a fighting game to become a game of the year, because it hasn't happened in a while. I don't think a fighting game has ever been game of the year in a while.
Well, in fighting games, like, they aren't universally loved. I think RPGs across the board have, because you have the RPGification of all these other games. So like, oh, hey, I'm playing Far Cry, but I unlocked a new level, so let me go into my level tree and pick this perk or whatever. So I think RPGs are a little more palatable for people, just based off of the fact that they're getting RPG light elements. They're eating Frosted Flakes light over here, so that they can handle these Frosted Flakes later on. So I could see Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter 6 and Final Fantasy 16 switching, if you guys see it.
I'd be okay with that, yeah.
But plus, I mean, Street Fighter 4's, or I did it again. Street Fighter 6 is going to have its day at Evo. The game came out and it's great and people love it. I think it's really going to kick it into gear at Evo when people see the competitive scene around it and just the energy around that game. So then we'll move this up here. So, let's talk top 3. So we've got 3 more to place: Hi-Fi Rush, Final Fantasy 16, and The Last Spell.
So
I want everyone go through and name your top 3 out of those. 1 first, or 3 first, 2, and then 1.
The Last Spell, Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush.
I'm gonna go with The Last Spell, Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush.
I am gonna go The Last Spell, Final Fantasy 16. Pause for effect. Hi-Fi Rush. I think all 3 of these games are great. I haven't played 16 myself because I don't have a PS5 and I've never seen one out in the wild. Wouldn't buy one either way. But
Can't afford one either way.
Shut up. I was saying that without saying that, you butthole.
Well, I said it.
Hi-Fi Rush, I think, really, 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 really stands out here. I didn't think we would see another game from Tango. I thought after how abysmal that Ghostwire Tokyo had done and how poorly it was received, that Tango was going to get absolved somewhere or just be shut down. So the fact that we hit January and Microsoft's like, oh, hey, by the way, you can play this game today. And it's from the guys who did these scary games, and it's really colorful and poppy, and these characters are goofballs. I think really stands out. I think it's a game that we're going to be talking about for a long time, not only from the surprise release format of how those announcements are made, but just from the fact that it's got some heart to it and it talks about, just being a whole person and being surrounded by great people like you guys.
I mean, like I said, you sold me when you were talking about it enough for me to go buy it. Don't get me wrong, Final Fantasy 16 is fantastic. I don't think it's GOTYSO yet just because of Hi-Fi Rush, but I do
Don't
think
say it that term.
He said
I'm
it.
just saying it. I'm saying it for the fucking show at this point. It's not
said
gonna
it.
stick.
You gave in. You
God
little
damn it.
bitch.
But Game of the Year, I think Final Fantasy 16 will still be a top contender because I think the last half of the year is not going to be that good. So actually, I think a lot of the games that we have on this list right now will be back for the end of the year.
I do too. I'm looking at 3 of them that I know for sure are going to be here. And I'm looking at one that I know won't be. But Little Gator Game, look, you made it. You made it. Look at that.
Just barely.
He's not
It
going
was
to
a
be
mercy
here at the
vote.
end of the year.
It was a mercy vote.
I'll
Not
make
saying
sure
that the
he
game was
rots.
terrible. But
I'll make sure to eat that Gator game alive.
Everybody, there you go. There you have it. The top 10 games of 2023 so far. Let me recap the order for you. So in 10th, we have Lil Gator Game. In 9th, we have Honkai Star Rail. Coming in at 8 is Dave the Diver. Coming in at 7 is Octopath Traveler 2. 6 is Resident Evil 4 Remake. 5 is BattleBit Remastered. 4 is Street Fighter 6. 3 is The Last Spell. 2 is Final Fantasy 16. And ladies and gentlemen, your game of the year so far, your GOTYSO of 2023 is Hi-Fi Rush. Congratulations, Hi-Fi Rush. We'll have your prize at the door for you. Take it on the way out.
it's Nick's V card.
It is not my V card. I can't find that actually. I got to go look for it. Guys, we did it. We got through GOTYSO. I appreciate you guys for sticking with me through GOTYSO. I know when I said, I think back in late May that I wanted to do this, and you guys were like, okay. I don't think you guys thought it was going to be this involved.
Regret it already.
Yep.
Just for the GOTYSO part even.
So what I'm hearing is you guys are already excited for GOTYSO 2024.
No. Opposite.
The opposite. Hey, everybody. If you're listening to this on Friday, we have a special episode coming up on Monday. I interviewed video game director, writer. He also actually did some producing and acting in those as well. Uwe Boll. You might have known him. He directed House of the Dead back in the early 2000s. He also directed the Blood Rain movies and the Postal movie. I believe he wrote that one as well. Interviewed him about the state of video games in TV and movies. So check that out on Monday. Boys, we get the rest of this week off. So ain't that cool? Ain't that neat? Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us all week. For GOTYSO, we really appreciate you taking the time to listen. This was a lot of fun. We love doing these lists. If you want to support the show, go ahead and tell a friend. Word of mouth is king over here. Yeah, hey, GOTYSO is over. Go home. Get out of here. It's done. That's it. That's the show. This has been Smashing Game Time. I hope each and every one of you had a smashing great time. We'll see all of you next time.